follow the leader. So in a game of hockey, you're going to want to cut people off in straight lines. Okay? Straight lines are your best friend. This right here, at this end and at that end, is where everybody's going. Okay, at all times. That's the main goal. So if you are, say, we're X's, somebody else is O's, all right, offense is coming in, they're trying to shoot on our goal, all right, so you know they're coming here. This is their line that they're going to come to. If I'm here, I am not going to go here because that's where they were. Everything is where they were. You got to think ahead. So I, being this guy, I'm going to start going this way. I cut him off. Okay? You have to think about that, because if I come here, I'm doing all this effort, and I'm going to make this big, huge, long arc to try to get to them. Okay? Same thing as if it's coming out. That puck's coming out this way. I'm a defenseman or whoever. I'm going to come up this way because they're trying to get out of the zone. Okay? I'm not going to follow them that way. Okay? So you're always thinking about where they're going to go. You're going to cut those angles off. That's what they call it. Cutting those angles off. You don't want to just chase them around, especially if they're fast.
You really want to try to gain inside position.
Yep. Yep. You're always going to want to try to be on the inside. You're not going to try to go on the outside. Put yourself between the other team's opponent and your goaltender. Icing. Clear on icing?
No.
Okay.
Not me.
You hear the goalie. Don't worry about that.
Go there
I didn't know
real quick.
when to call it. Yeah.
So now we're at the red line. We'll be X's again. We have this puck here, and we don't want to skate it. We're tired. We get a lot of pressure. If I'm on that side and we are shooting down here, my goaltender is down on this end, I cannot shoot that puck until I cross this red line. Once I cross this red line, as soon as I'm here, I can dump that puck in all the way down, wherever I want to go. Okay? If I'm back here, still, and I shoot and release that puck before I even make it to the red line, and it comes all the way down here without hitting anybody, my team or their team, the ref's going to blow the whistle as soon as it hits that goal line, and we're going to have a face-off all the way down in our zone. You're trying to avoid face-offs in front of our net. It's always a bad situation, but we'll be working on face-offs and everything else to defend that. So if I'm here and I shoot it, is that icing if it goes all the way down there?
Yes. Yes.
All right. If I come here and I release that puck off my stick, if it's released right here, is that icing?
No.
It's not. Okay. If you make a motion across that red line, then you've lucked out. So just always shoot for a foot or two inside. Just be safe.
If you're going to wave off icing, is there a signal?
Yeah, so for the referees?
Yep.
Yep. So normally two-man systems for you guys?
Yes.
Two referees? Okay. So two referees, two-man system. If you have the front linesman and the back linesman on either side, if I'm back here and I shoot that puck down, all right, from the back side of the red line, the back linesman is going to put his arm up as if he was calling a penalty. Okay. You should be yelling icing. The front guy is going to evaluate that, see, make sure it didn't hit anybody. Say it hit off somebody's stick, it's deflection, he's going to say no icing. He's going to wave it off, just like offside would be, no goal. It's just, they call it a washout.
If it's very close to hitting the goalie crease, may or may not hit the goalie crease, should the goalie play it or let it go? How does the goalie know when to make that decision?
Yeah.
What I would do as a goalie, called hugging the post, okay? I'll get as tight as I could to that post and follow that puck in as if it's going to go in the net, and just stay tight to that post and play your odds on it. Let it go.
Thanks.
You should also be talking, like, one, the goaltender should be able to see that play develop and should already have a good idea if it was icing or not. If he sees that official wave it off or he hears no icing, then that's his opportunity to make that decision. If it's something if the puck is rattling around, I would just hunker down and try to stop it. I wouldn't try to let it go, just on a what if.
So the trailing referee is gonna have his arm in the air.
He'll have his arm in the air. It would look like a delayed penalty. He's gonna have it straight up in the air. So, yeah, that's another thing. There's a lot of people that get in any game. You'll get confused on if it's a delayed icing, delayed offside, delayed penalty, in a two-man system. Just because you don't have a referee with the orange armbands calling penalties only. So that's kind of where you have to be situationally aware of what's going on around you. But same thing on the offside. If you're not sure if the puck comes in and out, the linesman's going to raise his hand up. He's going to hold his hand up until everybody's out of the offensive zone. Once everybody's out of the offensive zone, he's going to just drop his hand. He shouldn't be waving it off because you don't do that. You just drop your hand. Once you see that referee drop his hand, that means everybody else can go in.
So if you're caught deep and you're unsure, you turn your head and look at the ref, he's got his arm in the air.
Yeah.
I mean, he's
Yep.
to the zone.
Right.
Yeah.
If he does not have his arm up, then you're in the clear. So if you look up and you see that you're the only one in the zone, nobody else is around you, might want to take a look at the referee, see what's going on. If he has his arm up, then you can book it on out. So. What else we have? You guys have any other little? And we're starting from the ground up, so we're just working building blocks here. Okay. Terminology. Kind of talked about it. This right here on the outside, where these hash marks are, these are called the half boards. It's about halfway out of the zone. You probably have some other good terminology. What else is there? I'm missing out. You wear the shirt, you get a.
Yeah, I think you have the main ones at least.
Yeah.
So everybody knows offensive zone, defensive zone, neutral zone. Everybody's clear on that? Yeah.
The way they line up for off the so say the goaltender covers the puck. If he covers it up on this half of the crease, then that face-off should be over here. It's not always necessarily where the shot came from. It's where that puck was covered. Usually it's pretty corresponding. Sometimes the refs just make it up and just go with it.
Sometimes it's just whichever side of the going on.
Whichever they want. If the coach has been chirping at one ref all day as he goes by, he might put that on the other side so he gets to skate on the other side of the ref.
Where do your defensemen line up?
All right, so we'll talk about some face-offs. So once again, this is a standard. It might become unstandard for us depending on how we do. So say we're gonna go here on the face-off.
We're in our offensive zone.
So what we're gonna do is we'll have a defenseman here. You want to show here?
Are we underneath the zone?
This will be okay. So well, that's a good point. Since I have off up here, we'll
Yeah.
go here. Well, I'll show you both sides actually.
Yeah, I mean, I just wanted to make sure that everybody was aware of what zone we were in at the moment.
All right, so we're shooting over here for this side of the face-off. So what we're gonna do is we're probably just gonna split this. You'll be say probably 5 to 10 feet off the boards here. Right here, another defenseman. Probably be cheating in just a little bit here, and then we'll have forward here, center here, and another forward here. Okay, that's pretty standard.
Remember, that's the only time it's the only time you're gonna have forward and center, that you're gonna be, left, right, center. And even on your forwards, it's not too important on left, right.
Right.
At this point, you just have to have your
So
center
you
guy.
both have a left and a
whoever
right
your-
hand stick.
Yeah.
You can really
Yep.
play any way you want.
Whoever your center, or whoever your center is on your line, you're gonna know who that person is.
Right.
You're gonna know who your face-off guy's gonna be on that line. So he's gonna be there on your center point. Everybody else just needs to line up accordingly.
Yeah, and we will get to the point where if we have somebody depending on their strengths or weaknesses, that's going to be determined on which side you, either the strong side, this being the strong side because it's for the goaltender, or the weak side. Doesn't mean you're weak, it just means that sometimes that's where you put your better shooter, because they can get a harder shot further away. Kind of like in, your right fielders, or you have a better arm than your left fielders in baseball. So they have to throw it farther.
Yeah, the body positioning on. I know that your body positioning on your forward on by the boards and your D guys. I know what those. I mean, I think everybody pretty much knows they're going to be facing the puck. Your body position on the forward that's more in the slot. How are you going to want him to be facing? I mean, is he going to be facing there, or is he going to be facing kind of cheating toward the goalie a little bit so that he can make that turn with the puck?
I would say that that's going to be more person dependent on if they're left or right hand dominant.
Sure.
So if I'm left hand dominant, I'm probably going to cheat this way a little bit, because if that puck comes here, then I'm going to be able to take it and throw it this way. If I'm right hand dominant, I might even cheat it this way just a little bit so I can get it and turn. I mean, I don't actually probably, if I was right hand dominant, I'd probably just straight at it. That way, if it comes back, I can shovel it over and then shoot it. So that's going to be probably person dependent on that.
And that's also going to help us determine on who's going to be on that side.
Right, and that might switch. I mean, that you might be here all game long, and then clutch time in the game, I tell you to go over there. I want your shot over there on that for this, because we've been doing this all game. They're going to expect it from here. We're going to mix it up a little bit. So don't be offended if I tell you to go play the other side. Doesn't mean it's better or worse. It's just what's going to be best for the team. So that's our face-off one. Okay, we're gonna have two face-offs, so we'll get there. We're gonna go with one first. On the offensive side, so then on defensive side, you'll still have your center here. More than likely, just put one here. Kind of the same thing. Mirror this a bit. Have a D here. Now this is where we will figure it out. In traditional able body, you have a D inside right here, and then another forward right here lining up. But in traditional able body, that guy drops back, skis backwards to that point, so he's there. So more than likely, what I'd like to see first part of the year, we're going to bump this forward up here, and this D is going to be right about here. Maybe my D's. That way, if that puck is one back, he has the option to either go forward with it, or we're really open up the ice, go this way. This defenseman maybe come out this way and support. Or if he has a full head of steam, he'll just come around. This D will stay in place. No more left D, right D. That D is going up. I'm going to cover, and we're working on it. If this defenseman goes around the back of the net, this forward is going to bolt this way to support. Maybe something off the boards. Now we're all going that way. Get out. Okay. That's a typical face-off. Once again, we'll have two face-offs once we get there. For stronger side, we'll do an overload. We'll pull this guy over here. We'll have two forwards in front of the net, like that. This guy will probably cheat in a little bit here. So there's an overload aspect of it that kind of gets where we're trying to score goals and all that kind of good stuff. Same thing, if that goes that way, on a defense, if the other team does that, we might go ahead and just leave our guy right here, because now we have a little stronger out. But if we are trying to defend a goal, 1 goal game, they overload that side, we're probably going to push two forwards over here. On marker. We'll probably push two forwards over here as well to compensate for that. This D will probably cheat over just a little bit. There, and that D will stay right in front. So, there are lots of options. We're not going to get too crazy too quick. We're going to get the basics. We're going to get our solid system down, and then we're going to just expand from that. Just start getting more in our tool bag and really be able to keep them guessing.
Can you go over what a typical practice is going to look like?
Sure.
Start to finish.
So what I like to do is I have everything timed out. And then what I like to do is break it up. So if we have hour time slot, we're gonna have pregame warm up. And in all my practices, we start our practices with a pregame warm up. That way, when we get out there for a pregame warm up, we're able to get the goalies warmed up, we're able to get our arms warmed up, we're able to start working on our accuracy right then and there. And there's no question to it, like what we're gonna do next. You know, you get in that repetition of, hey, I know when I hit the ice, we're gonna line up, we're gonna do this drill, get the goalies warmed up, and then we're gonna go into our practice plan. So we'll do passing, positioning. So we'll do, say, a couple different passing drills. We'll do 2 passing drills. Work on that for 7 to 8 minutes, depending on how quickly we get it, and move on to the next thing. We'll break things down a little bit. Every drill that we do will have a end result into our game positioning, whether a forecheck or a back check. We'll get into, say, we'll do 15 minutes of passing, then we'll do maybe 10 minutes of positioning. Then we'll do 10 minutes of a breakout drill where we're working on getting that puck out of our zone. Then we'll do probably some face-offs. Next practice, we'll recover, we'll go back over a couple of those items just to kind of refresh, and then we'll build on those. We'll work on the forecheck, we'll work on penalty kill. Probably won't work on, we usually do penalty kill and power play in the same day because somebody has to be on the penalty kill when you're working on the power play. So I try to have it structured. So if we know our first game is at this date, and I have 6 practices before then, by the time we get through that 6th practice, we'll have covered just about every part of our game, from offense to defense to power play and penalty kill, in a way that we're always stacking and just adding to our repertoire. So, but it will be very structured, and it's structured in a good way that we'll get out there, we'll break something down, we'll try to master it, you know, even just that drill or that skill. And if it works out, then great. If it doesn't work out, then we'll regroup and we'll do something different. I'll be the first one to tell you that if a drill doesn't work out, it's my fault. It's either too hard of a drill for the people that are doing it, or I didn't communicate it and explain it well enough. So sometimes it happens. Have a drill, looks awesome on paper, I'm really excited about it, go out there, just does not work. We'll scrap it, we'll move on, and then maybe next practice, I'll explain a different way if I really like it, or hey, guess what? YouTube's full of tons of drills, so we'll do something else. Talking about YouTube is an awesome asset to use for sports, especially in hockey. I get most of my practice plans from YouTube, and you can use the same positioning in able body as you can in sled hockey. Obviously, some of the skills breakdowns of shooting and all that change a little bit, but there are lots of little things about shooting that you guys might not know about where that puck starts on your stick and how it goes, and what you're trying to do with that puck, or how you're trying to angle your stick or the blade of your stick. And that's something we'll kind of get out there and work on. I will tell you that here probably as soon as I can, I'll get 2 sticks and I'll be in my garage sitting on the floor and shooting at the goal that I have, because I don't like trying to be able to show you guys something if I haven't done it. I mean, I'm not, but from what I've seen, you guys have the tools and the ability